sorry for the late start. Well, I I got a late start, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's yeah. I just got a late start to the day. Hopefully I will be able to come back from that while recording. So if this is your first stream with me, hi. I'm Raven. My pronouns are they, them. And depending on where you are watching this, you might know me as MxMischiefMaker or Agent Mischief Productions. Sorry for all the ums. I don't like being this late, but it happens. It happens. I need to move on from that. Get us going. I just need to update some stuff so that this shows up a little more easily on our good friend YouTube, and then we can get started. Yeah. I haven't played this game before, but it looks really interesting. And I don't totally know what we're getting into, but hopefully it's fun. Hopefully we have a good time playing together. And yeah. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Make sure the game capture. Yeah. Okay, everything looks good. And we're gonna jump in. New game. Wake up. Do that. Warning: this game deals with mature subjects and may not be suitable for all players. Please see our content warnings and system menu for a detailed list of themes and events. Yeah, y'all might want to do that. I don't know what this game is totally like. I did peek at the trigger warnings just to make sure there wasn't anything for myself, but yeah, you might want to look into that yourselves too. Wake to chaos, a confusion of light and heat and smoke. Fire. Your head is pounding. You must have hit it and blacked out, but you weren't sure how you got here or what on Vertumna is happening. There's something important you need to remember. Your stomach lurches as the floor crumbles beneath your feet, then collapses. Your body aches and your eyes burn from the smoke. A figure appears through the flames. It's your friend. Your friend? Wait, why can't you remember her name? She's gesturing and shouting at you, but all you hear is ringing in your ears. What's going on? You try to speak, but the words come out jumbled. Your throat seizes around the lungful of coughing, choking smoke, and you feel dizzy and confused. Your friend pulls you out of the rubble. She throws your arm over her shoulder and half drags you towards the door. Through it, you see a deep, eerie twilight, dark blue and cold against the heat of the fire around you. Glow season. A creature. Please be my puppy. Glowing eyes. You shake your head to clear your vision. Is that some kind of doll? Like from Earth? Oh, shit. The creature howls and lunges, its jaws open. And that's how I die. I'm already liking the music. And it slaps. I don't know how big of an audience this game has. It is, like, when I say an older game, it's just from, like, 3 years ago. hopefully there's still folks who are interested in watching. I just wanted to try out something new before I get back into either playing some Batman Telltale series, the second season of that, or the last Dark Pictures anthology game. You were born on the Stratosphere, Earth's first colony ship, halfway through its 20-year voyage to a wormhole at the edge of the Sol system. Your parents run the hydroponic gardens, which make fresh air and vegetables for the ship. Like the other colonists, they bravely chose to make this one-way journey to the uncharted planet Fortuna 4 and the hope they could escape Earth's troubles. They had you the old-fashioned way, merging their genes like they merged their cultures and traditions. They name you... something else? It's a cool space name. Maybe Artemis. That was always my go-to. When I would name myself in video games as a kid. Especially because I just did not enjoy my birth pain. I would normally name myself Raven, but just a little... We'll just be Artemis. Your bright-eyed child with active imagination, sometimes too active, your mom says. Use the sliders on the left, choose pronouns, late teens appearance, choose no time. Okay, they them. Androgynous appearance in late teens. Hell yeah. You have vivid dreams of things you've never experienced, dirt under your feet, skies overhead, endless jungles, and strange animals. You wonder if this is what Fortuna will be like. It looks like we have a bunch of skill charts. Awesome, awesome. Every child on the Stratosphere is given one genetic enhancement. By age 6, you see the first signs of your eagle eyes, extra fingers, absorbent brain, super strength, calm temperament, nothing at all. Just the absorbent brain. Professor House says kids learn fast because their brains are like sponges, but when people get older, they can't absorb as much new stuff. Not for you. You're always learning, and your curiosity knows no end. Other kids have trouble keeping up with you, but one tries. Loyal, energetic and loyal, anemone, tough and gentle cow, bold and confident Mars, quiet and adventurous Dis, studious and mature Tangent, shy and sweet Tammy. That's some good choices. Quiet and adventurous. Unlike his studious twin sister Tangent, Dis sits at the back of the classroom, doodles in his hollow palm. Bond will crack and jokes over the weird diagrams from textbooks. Let's do from the first journalist. He's quite nature, and his morbid curiosity makes him somewhat of a loner, but at least he has a friend in you. He looks cool. Yeah, that is. You're 10 years old when the ship finally reaches the wormhole. Professor House says it's like a doorway to other star systems, with the planet Fortuna 4 on the other side. You've run emergency drills for months to prepare. When the day finally comes, it starts with a rumble, then things start to slide off the tables. You prefer to gather near the escape pods just in case. Plus 20 stress. I thought that was plus 20 age. Alright. Her parents look cool. Geranium and flu. The emergency area is crowded with families. It's going to be fine, Artemis, your dad soothes. We'll be through the wormholes and down on the planet before you know it, just like we've practiced. Your mom gives him a sharp, worried look. Red emergency lights switch on as the siren begins to sound somewhere distant in the ship. You try to breathe slowly like you're taught, but you're very scared. You look out a porthole. The stars are gone. When frightens you can't touch with your emotions. You bawl like a baby. It feels good. You aren't the only one. Nearby, your classmate Tammy has tears streaking down her cheeks. Mars is trying quietly to console her. She sighs as you're crying, makes Tammy wail even more loudly. Your dad puts his arms around you as you let it out. You wait. The shaking builds. And everything starts to get very weird. The hallway stretches, and you're stretching too. Your arms impossibly long, your head feels like it's slowly filling up like a balloon, and contracting down to the size of an atom at the same time. Is this the wormhole? You hear the distant, ominous squeal of metal giving way as ship shudders and lurches in slow motion. The weirdest part is a sense of deja vu. You're sure this has happened to you before, and you know somehow that everything is going to be okay. Man, system. You're alone, understanding others. You're almost never afraid. First words. Here. Keep adding to your decks as you age, and you can forget cards by spending time relaxing. You can limit number of gear slots based on your organization and other skills. Click gear equip/unequip. The collectibles that you find while exploring may be given as gifts to friends or used during challenges for one-use bonuses. That does. Kudos, reputation-based currency. Stress, 70 out of 100. Yikes. Billions, 50. Character traits. Oh, crap. You hear the distant ominous squeal of metal giving away as the ship shudders and lurches in slow motion. The weirdest part is a sense of deja vu. You're sure this has happened to you before, and you know somehow that everything is going to be okay. The shuddering reaches a crescendo. You hear an impossibly loud crunch and feel weightless for a few seconds before gravity slams your back against the wall head first. Blackout. As you slip unconscious, you feel yourself twisted out of time. It's today, yesterday, and tomorrow all at once. And more than just one tomorrow, lots of them. Different tomorrows. You find yourself in a place that you know from your dreams. Tilled fields, dramatic ridges, and a stranger, but also not a stranger, grinning as she grabs your hand. Hurry up, she says. I'm not going to let you miss this. Distantly, you feel the ship shaking has stopped and hear your parents' worried voices. Feeling safe, you slip further into the warm embrace of the stars. Drift. Gradually... Okay, -20 stress. Excellent. I was afraid I was going to die of stress. Gradually, your consciousness reforms. You wake up in the medbay. The medbay under you plays a soft tone, and an automatic voice speaks. 2 weeks have elapsed. The patient's cranial injury has completed healing. They may now be safely discharged. As the fog lifts from your head, you realize something seems different about this room. It's so bright. You try to focus out the window. Something is different. Sunlight? Trees? Ground? Instead of the familiar blackness of space, bright light from twin blue and yellow suns is streaming through the windows. You peer out and see fields, glass-walled domes, and walls ringed by giant mushroom-like trees. There are construction materials everywhere and people walking around outside on the ground. You better get out there and join them. Rush outside to start your new life. Hell yeah. Oh, I'm so cute and little. What's this? Oh, it takes me back inside. Ship quarters where everyone sleeps, eats, and hangs out. The private bedrooms are small. You share one with your parents. So colonists spend most of their time at the big common area. There's a lounge, a cafeteria, and a creche where all the little kids and babies are raised communally. Oh, Tammy jumps as you step out of ship's quarters behind you. You're awake! Are you all better? You'd better go see your dad! She points southeast towards some geodesic domes. To walk, click on the ground, click on characters to talk to them. Exocolonist. I'm just trying to see if I can, click on anything to, grab it. There's my papa. Hello, father. Artemis. Your dad gives you a big warm hug. I'm so happy you're finally awake. Dr. Instance thought it'd be best to keep you asleep while your noggin healed. Your mother and I thought you might sleep away the whole year, my snoozy little gooseberry. He checks your head and looks relieved. He was clearly very worried about you, but covers it with jokes and smiles. Look, you love your dad. Welcome to Vertona, he says, gesturing around you. You've never seen the stratospheric from the outside except for in pictures. The ship has been separated in two and parts taken off to form other buildings and a big wall around the whole colony. The alien jungle creeps right up to the wall, only the geodesic greenhouses pass around it, dotting their way up the hill. How did you do this so fast? You've been asleep for weeks, my dear aubergine, he says, and these geodesic greenhouses practically put themselves up. But some of this is only a quick, temporary solution, he admits. We'll keep growing and improving things. One day our little colony will be as big as a whole city. Oh, before I forget. He pulls a package out from his satchel and hands it to you. You blink and stare at it blankly. Don't you know what day it is? He asks. You honestly don't. You remind him that you've been asleep in the medbay. Happy birthday! He shouts, wrapping you in a warm hug. Your birthday already? You feel a dizzying sense of deja vu. You stare hard at the wrapped package. You know exactly what is in there. You remember it. No, you dreamed about this package some years ago on the ship. Inside will be a small medallion in the shape of a sun that your dad made by hand. Open the package. How did you know this? It's exactly as you imagined, as you dreamed. A feeling of panic rises in your throat. Your hands shake, but how? Your dad notices. Are you okay, Artemis? He snaps his fingers. Dr. Instant shouldn't have let you out so early. Sometimes those sleeping meds take a while to wear off. They might make your head feel funny for a few hours. You nod. Maybe that's all it is. Someone shouts your dad's name. Listen, I'm so sorry, Artemis, he says, but I have to get back to work. There was an accident when we landed and... He stops himself. Don't worry. We're going to fix it, your mother and I. Professor Howell is expecting you in classes if you're feeling up to it, your dad says, pointing west to the engineering wing and the rear end of the bisected ship. Then he points to the large doors you came out of earlier, or you can relax in our quarters until you're feeling better. We'll talk later tonight, he says, and kisses the top of your head and ruffles your hair. Have a wonderful birthday, Artemis. I love you. Love you too, Dad. Enter buildings, click on the door or the flag beside it, or get close and press enter or another action button, and choose an activity for the month to gain skills in advance time. There are 13 months a year and 10 years to the end of the game. You only have time to focus on a few things. Oh, there's my friend. You see Dis sitting on the ground beside some bushes. Is he hiding from somebody? He seems to be watching the gate in the wall of this house where grown-ups are coming from. Kids aren't allowed past the walls, he says quietly without looking up. They say there's nothing to be afraid of. But then why do we need walls? You stare at the gate and have a sudden rush of memory so strong you think you might faint. You imagine something crashing through the wall, something enormous and dark and wriggly. For years in space, you've had half-remembered nightmares of monsters, of your ship being destroyed, of sifting through wreckage that used to be your home, trying to find something. Your dad always told you the dreams weren't real. Breaking from your daydream, Dis whispers, I think there are monsters out here. I believe you. No, you don't, he says. You're being sarcastic. I can tell. Nobody believes me. Turns his back and ignores you. They're huge and wriggly and dangerous. Stop making fun of me, Dis pouts. You're as bad as Mars. I'm not making fun of you. I promise. Hey, Artemis! An enemy seems really at home here. She's rolling a sports ball around with her foot, making patterns in the weird blue snow. This stuff is different from snow on Earth, she tells you, because it isn't cold, but it's still neat. You can make stuff out of it. Your foggy head clears a little. An enemy is simple, physical, real. You always feel grounded near her. What are you making? Just snow spirals, she says. But earlier, me and Cal made a giant. We made a big snow pal. You missed it while you were sleeping in a medbay. Sleeping in medbay. She smiles her broad, gap-toothed smile at you. Now that you're awake, we can play. You seen any monsters? Nope, just some little bugs. The girls would say if there were monsters, right? She shrugs and smiles reassuringly. Even if there were monsters, Chef Red would beat them all up, so don't worry. My mom says we're safer here than we were in space. You both look over at the wreckage of the stratospheric spaceship where you were born. And Enemy's mom, antecedent, is probably antecedent. Antecedent is probably right about that. Look what the wormhole did to your ship. Are you in school? Smacks her forehead. School? I wondered where everybody was. I guess I'm going to be late for humanities class. She doesn't look very worried to you. It's okay, she says. Professor Hal is chill, if you won't mind, but we should probably go now. She grins and starts racing towards engineering. Hey, race you! No fair, she's getting a head start. Engineering? I just want to wander around a little bit. If that's okay. With everything. Okay. How much wandering do we have? Oh. Command. Command is a warren of long hallways with doors off to tiny nondescript offices. Everyone you pass seems to be hurrying off to something important. The end of one hallway opens up into the supply depot, which works as both requisitions office and general store. Beyond it are cabinets, warehouses, stacked high with supplies from Earth, now being gradually unpacked and distributed. The notice board. Colony food shortfall, minus 100%, low. Colony security rating, evaluating. Upcoming event, we'll be hosting our first annual Fortunalia Festival during the second month of Dust. Chief Administrator Seek. Notice, take precautions outside the colony boundaries. Xenofauna have been sighted in the area. Survey teams are investigating. Chief Surveyor Tonin. Current Council Administration. Governor Udicott Command. Chief Administrator Seek Command. Security Chief... Oh, Chief Red, not Chef Red. Jesus. Security Chief Red Garrison. Chief Engineer Instance Engineering. Chief Cultivator Flulu Geoponics. Chief Steward Antecedent Orders. Chief Surveyor Melatonin Expeditions. Okay. We will probably go to class. What's this? I see it. Garrison. A small team led by Chief Security Red was busy to keep the peace on the stratosphere. To stay busy, they also ran the exercise gym and sports ball courts. Here in Fortuna, the garrison has expanded fast. They're building a huge wall around the colony and have an outdoor firing range and a big covered dojo, and best of all, a regulation-sized sports ball court. Alright, let us go to class. Engineering. A low throbbing noise comes from the engineer room, which provides power to the colony. Other corridors lead off to the teaching labs and med bay. You know the route to your classroom well, but the rest of this wing is off limits to children. Congruence. The ship's onboard AI beams down at you from nearby hologram screen. Don't forget to study hard, Artemis. Pick an activity this month. Biology, reasoning, stress, creativity, and persuasion. I'd like to add some creativity and persuasion. Welcome, Artemis. Professor Hal greets you. I hope you're all warmed up and ready to study the glorious humanities, history, literature, language, media, and philosophy. And yes, you have a little ancient Earth history too. He seems excited about the last bit. By the way, if anyone is interested in taking engineering classes, please register through Congruence's scheduling system when you have a chance. She'll be helping me teach them. Today's assignment is an easy one, Hal says with a yawn, because I was up late repairing Congruence's terminal and I could use a nap. I'd like you to write down an essay on what Fortuna Colony means to you. My friends are all here. You read about all your buds and the fun things you do together. When Hal wakes up from his nap, he asks a few students to read their essays to the class. Mars is annoyed that you hardly mention her. Well, you aren't really friends, so to work. Quiet creativity. When you work or go to class, you'll pick a quick card challenge as the month passes. Move cards to fill the 5 panes and make the best hand you can. Yes, order matters. If your total in the circle on the right reaches the goal value, you win. Depending on the cards, some challenges can't be won, but you still get rewards for doing your best. Bonus for flushes, same colors together. Bonus pairs, same color together. Bonus for straights, increasing from left to right. More cards in a flush pair or straight. The higher the bonus added to your total. Cards can also affect each other and can be ranged to find the best total score. Okay, wondering. Absorbent ring. Wondering. Wondering. Discovering. Discovering. Yay! I won. Super goal 15 to 17. Victorious. You worked well this month. +1 creativity. +4 creativity. +2. +2 persuasion. +15 stress. +1 kudos. Your skills increase when you work or go to school, with extra skills if you win the challenge, and a kudos bonus if you make the highest score hand with your cards. Working also increases stress, which prevents you from working if it reaches to 100. To relieve stress, take a month off to relax in the quarters lane. Done. Your parents have been working from first dawn to well after dinner every day. You know growing food is an important job and it's vital to get crops in the ground right away, but there seems to be something more than that. This is a change from growing up in the stratospheric when you saw them all the time. You stay up and wait for them at night before going to bed. There you can tell they're exhausted. They make an effort to spend time with you. I'm sorry we haven't seen much of you, little gooseberry, your dad says. Your mom watches you as she works a pebble out of her gardening tiller, which also serves as a crutch. How have you been holding up? I learned some stuff in school. I'm glad to hear that, your mom says. I want you to study hard, work hard, and stay out of trouble. Your dad smiles. And Professor Howell will give you kudos if you get good grades. You could spend those at the depot once it's open. You know, says your dad, raising an eyebrow at your mom. I think there are a lot of different ways to learn, and school is just one of them. You can learn from working on a hobby or by helping a friend. Your mom shakes her head and sighs, so you can tell she's trying to put on a gentle expression. We both agree that this colony is an experiment, and that means we're going to do things differently than on Earth. You're old enough now to start making your own decisions about your education and future, and if that means you find your own way, we'll accept that. Your dad puts a hand on your shoulder. We'll be proud of you no matter what you do. Try talking to your friends. They may have ideas for how you can spend your time. You can come by geoponics, your mom adds. We could use your help. Unlike shoveling dirt and geoponics. Done. Early quiet. Mid-quiet. Let's see something interesting. I guess I have to hit next month. Okay. Do we have a map or anything? Just brings up memories. Talk to the children. An enemy is bumping a sports ball with her wrist, trying to keep it in the air. Stop, she shouts, and bumps the ball in your direction. Think fast. Bounce it back. You bounce the ball back and forth with her, trying to see how many times you can rally and keep it going. An enemy tells you about a new sports ball court, a proper regulation-sized court way bigger than the little zero-G one in the stratospheric. Your brother Calm is coaching the junior sports ball team this year. He's so great, she says. He's good at everything, especially spiking. He's coaching me to play awesome like him. You should come join us. sharp whistle interrupts your thoughts. Hey, Artemis, Mars calls out to you. Come here, I have a job for you. Walk over to Mars, who's sheltering from the snow under the ship's overhang. It's so gross here, she complains. The spark snow would ruin my good clothes. At least on the ship we had climate control. Ugh. Tammy made me some soy sweets, but there's no way I'm going out in all this weather, she continues. Don't you be running around in it? Could you fetch them for me? Okay. Good, Mars claps. She's probably just down the hill near our quarters. Mars sighs. She's scared to take more than a few steps from the door. All she wants to do is hide inside and make sweets. Tammy is staring obliviously at the sky, smiling to herself. She startles as you approach her. Oh, hello, Artemis, she says, putting her hand to her chest. Do you need something? I'm here for Mars's soy sweets. Tammy smiles at you. Oh, it's so nice of you to help out Mars. She's a very important person, you know. She hands you a box wrapped in a pink and yellow scarf. One order of mango soy sweets made fresh this morning, she says. Please tell Mars that she can have the scarf back, okay? She used some of her kudos to needle print it for me because it's so dusty here, but I think I'm getting used to it now. Tammy smiles and tucks her hair behind her big elven ears. Mars is so cool, she says finally. Sometimes she's kind of bossy, but I know she really cares too. Mars puts her hand out expectantly. Give it here. Here it is. You hand over the box of soy sweets with a smile. Mars takes it and giggles. You're such a good sidekick, doing everything I say. She opens the box and hands you a soy sweet. Your tip, she tells you. Oh, an administrator seeks looking for someone to do delivery jobs for the depot, she says. I don't want to do it. It's like, ew, running around out there? No. Just go through there, she says, gesturing to the door behind her, and tell them I referred you. I'll think about it. You see Tammy sitting quietly near the entrance to the lounge. You know her for well your entire life. Back on the ship, you were her study partner. Tammy was awful, just awful at Earth history. She thought Europe was the name of an English queen and the Pacific was a famous ceasefire treaty. Facts go in one of her huge ears and back out the other. No matter how hard you tried, she never seemed to improve. Her ears perk up hopefully when she sees you. Hello, Artemis. I was hoping you could help me with some homework. Of course. -1 reason plus 2 friendship with Tammy. Oh, thank you. She bounces up and down. You spend a couple hours trying to teach her the difference between exothermic and endothermic reactions. One makes heat and one absorbs it. Why is this so hard for her to understand? Thing is, Tammy never loses heart when she fails a test or gets an answer wrong. It's inspiring, even though sometimes you feel like you get dumber after studying with her. Okay, I don't know if there's anything to do with Tammy. Where is my bestie? Can I click on him? So this is trains out to notice you're done. Okay, so are we just no longer friends? That blows. Truly blows. What is here? Living quarters. I was already there, wasn't I? I don't know where to sports. We might learn some more stuff. Anyways, so talk to our dad. Hello, my little potato, your dad exclaims, smiling warmly. What have you been up to today? Just hanging with my friends. That cow's a good boy, he says. And have you seen an enemy? She's been out by the garrison playing sports ball. I think she's spent every day outside since we landed. He chuckles to himself. Guess that's what happens when you've got enough brothers to make your own sports ball team. He breathes and looks around slowly. Fortuna is magnificent, isn't it? You nod. Seasons, he shouts, throwing his hands wide. I miss seasons. Back on Earth, it got much, much colder, and the snow wasn't half as pretty as our spark snow. He sighs, stretching. You just wait until dust season. Both the suns will be high in the sky, and it'll be real hot then. You'll see. Your find your mom hard at work setting up the greenhouses with a small construction crew. You've seen these plants pinned to the walls of your family's quarters for years now. These geodesic domes will house the more delicate plants from Earth, spinach, tomatoes, maybe even fruit. She takes a swig from her canteen as she approaches. Looking for something to do? She asks. Remember, Artemis, you're responsible for your own schedule now that we've landed. You can decide how to spend your time, so long as it's productive. She points towards the engineering wing in the back half of the stratospheric severed frame. Professor Hall is still expecting you in class, but a well-rounded education includes practical application. You're old enough to help with the work around here. She claps her hand on her shoulders. I've got another minute. Anything you need to know? What are you doing in geoponics? She looks down and notices a sprout growing between her feet. It's green, the color of earth plants. We're doing our best, she says, but it hasn't been easy. I don't feel like this voice works for her. Maybe she can have, like, a Brooklyn accent. I just hope the potatoes and corn can handle the weather here, she says, glancing at the sky. I hear it rains like hell in the wet season. Takes a long look at you up and down. You're growing fast, Artemis, but you're still too young for real farming. Instead, well, there's a lot of soil that needs to be hauled. Seeing your disappointment, she nudges you on the shoulder. Don't pout. You'll help build those muscles. You'll need them now that we're out in the real world doing real work here. Out here, we have to rely on our physical strength. She flexes her biceps. Your mom is really strong. What's happening in engineering? I was teaching class on life science, engineering, and humanities. If you pass all your tests, maybe they'll let you work there in a few years. Your father thinks you're old enough that school is optional. I don't agree, but I'll be honest with you, she says, gesturing at the fields. We do need every pair of hands we can get. If you want to work here with me in geoponics, I'd suggest studying life science. If you don't have a good grasp of biology and ecology, I'm going to stick you on shovel duty. What if I do in the quarters? You need a break, she advises. If you need a break, she advises, you can visit the lounge and see your friends. But, she warns, raising a finger. I don't want to see you lounging around all the time. You need to work hard, too. That's the garrison. Security Chief Rhett is organizing a sports ball team. You used to play, didn't you, back on the ship? It'll be different here with the planet's gravity. Of all the adults in the colony, Rhett and your mom are the most like soldiers you'd see in a holovid. For a moment, you think your mom's going to suggest something else, then she shakes her head. You're too young for defense training, so don't worry about that yet. Just enjoy yourself and stay out of trouble. What's going on in command? I think Seek said they need someone to deliver supplies from the depot. You're all setting up shop there if you've gotten some kudos to spend, and of course that's where Governor Uticott works. But you shouldn't bother her. She's a busy woman and doesn't have your mother's patience with the kids. You try not to giggle. Your mom isn't usually known for her patience. Can I join expeditions? Oh, you're too young to leave the colony. It's dangerous. She shakes her head. Your father would be worried. There's so much we still don't know about the world out there. Let the adults find out, and maybe you can join them in a few years when you're older. She gives you a stern look. She isn't going to budge on this one. For now, stay well inside the walls. Okay, bye. We can do one more class. Engineering. We said humanities last time, right? Let's do life sciences. Good morning, my burgeoning biologists and up-and-coming chemists. Professor Hall welcomes you back to your old classroom. This afternoon, we'll learn about what I like to call the vet sciences. He gestures to his hollow, projected lesson plan. Biology, chemistry, medicine, ecology, and geology. You learn a little bit of everything, with opportunities for further study in your favorite field. If you're looking for something a little drier, try registering for engineering classes. Done. Be a quiet biology studying life sciences. There's 35 stress. Can I? Does that do anything? There we go. I should have done the one first, but win. Victorious, you worked well this month. +1 biology. +1 reasoning. Next time we're gonna, like, lounge. This week you had a few more bouts of deja vu, remembering what someone is about to say or do just before they do it. Sometimes they actually do it, but not always. This morning you were sure Professor Howell was going to trip on the uneven floor in the cafeteria and spill his plate of hash browns. You even told Mars to watch. He didn't, though. As Professor Howell walked away, his hash browns are safe for today. Mars calls you a liar and a dummy. At night, your dreams are all mixed up with the stuff that you know can't be real. You're chased by monsters the size of buildings, only to be saved by strangers you've never met. You're holding hands with someone you love. You're crying as you help lift a shrouded body into the colony recycler. Everything seems so familiar, but when you try to recall their faces, when you wake up, they're smeared in your memories like wet paint. But what if those things haven't happened yet, but they will someday? Anytime you try to tell someone, they think you're playing a trick or that you're sick and you need to go to medbay. You eventually decide to stay quiet about your strange dreams. Why? You don't want people to worry. You just want to be normal. Superpowers are fun. You start keeping a private journal on your holopon, recording the events where you remember something before it happens. You also write down your dreams when they have that feeling of being real. You like the idea of being magic and seeing the future, but some of those dreams are very scary. You hope that, like Professor Howell's hash browns, they don't all come true. Late quiet. Next month. Tangent is hunched over her holopon, frowning and poking angrily at the air. She speaks without looking up at you. Professor Howell wants us to prep the list of native flora with pictures. There should be a catalogue on the Colony Holonet, but I can't find it anywhere. Let's make our own list. Tangent is dubious but agrees to try your idea. The two of you run around the colony yard, taking pictures of all the different Vertumnan plants you find and making up fake sciencey sounding names for them, like Wonkius shrubbius and Purplius grassium. After an hour, you've categorized 51 different species. Tang doesn't think it's a very complete list or a very scientific method, but she figures you must have learned something. Looks like we can't train because I'm not strengthy enough. Well, our good friend. 20 bravery or higher. We have 10 bravery. Oh, I feel bad I haven't hung out with my good weird friend. I don't have enough empathy. Jesus. Okay. I'm bored. This is boring, Mark's line, stamping your foot. Only adults persuasion 20 or higher. So maybe we need to work on our bravery. Cal is riding around the geoponics gardens on his hoverboard. The board comes to a sudden shuddering stop on the rocky ground in front of you. Cal falls off and catches his balance before he starts. Hey, Artemis. Real ground is way harder to hover on than ship floors. There are bumps everywhere. Yeah, that sucks. Oh, no way, I didn't mean it like that, Hal exclaims. It's actually really cool. Hovering outside is rad. Look at this. He runs over to a small depression in a nearby hill and presents it like it's something amazing. Look at this. It's a skate bowl. Cool, can I try it? Toughness, let's do friendship. Sure, but, please be careful. Watch this or I break my hoverboard. We can't make another one. You take turns riding around the bowl, trying to get up enough speed going down one side to come up the other. You don't land any tricks. It's hard just staying on the board with this uneven ground, but it's still fun. Oh, I didn't even notice that over here. Hello. You step forward with the column gates. Hey there, kiddo. Uncle Tarnan blocks your path with a smile. I'm afraid expeditions is off limits for now. It's not safe out there for kids. Better toughen up so you can join the squads when you're older. View the map. An info window pops up on your holopalm when you get closer. What do you want to know about? Prosaic Plains. Prosaic Plains lie far north of the colony, where the higher elevation and natural tilt of the planet makes rhombic snowfall more regularly in every season. Though prone to sudden storm flurries, the plains are relatively safe enough to explore, filled with mostly herbivorous xenofauna. Valley Vertigo. Valley Vertigo is a low-lying trench to the east that's dense with pollen-producing trees. There's a wide variety of edible food here, both plant and animal product, leading to some of the explorers calling this place the breadbasket of Vertumna. There are a number of animals here that the geoponics would be interested in domesticating. Jesus, I can't speak today. The Western Resting Ridge. This tongue-twisting region is the broken spine of the planet, home to both dizzying heights and abyssal lows. It's always hot and arid here no matter the season. Traversing these steep chasms is dangerous and only to be done by those with sufficient wheellighter training. However, there are some interesting ruins here to explore. Subaqueous Swamp. To the south is a vast boggy wilderness home to dangerous animals and hazardous weather conditions. Exploration in this area is only to be done with extreme caution. Bestiary. Flip cow. Xenolevis bovidae. These cumbersome-looking creatures are actually lighter than air due to large helium sacs on dorsal and ventral sides. Careful balancing of helium and urine allows them to control their elevation. They produce a salty, high-protein, milky substance for feeding their young that is also nutritious for humans. Hopeye. Common hopeye, Xenophilus monopodus. Communal creature with two disparate sets of eyes and one strong foot for both locomotion and defense. Though harmless, these small warriors can be fierce in groups. Manticore. Xenophilus tyrannus. Highly intelligent and predatory, their plumage changes according to the season. Their bodies composed almost entirely of dangerous weapons. Do not approach. Is there anything else I can do over here? Okay. I want to up my bravery. Can I do that with this? Bravery, toughness. Yeah. Small team led. How much stress does it give me? Plus 10? Yeah, next month we better just lounge. Small team led by security chief Ret was busy to keep the peace in the stratosphere. To stay busy, they also ran an exercise gym and sports ball courts. Here in Vertumna, the garrison has expanded fast. They're building a large wall around the colony and have an outdoor firing range and a big covered dojo. And best of all, a regulation-sized sports ball court. An enemy greets you on the court. She's bouncing from one leg to the other in excitement. My brother Calm is organizing the youth team, she tells you. Kombucha offers you a high five and greeting, then tosses a sports ball in your way. Let's get started with a practice game to see what you're good at. You and an enemy are team captains. Pick your team. An enemy used to practice with Cal and Morris on the ship. But Tammy? You're surprised to see you're here. Calm will fill even up teams. Promises go easy on the other side. I won. Okay. I mean, if I play goalie, he asks. Sports ball is fun, but I really don't like to score against the other team. And the main chooses kombucha, of course. They bump fists. Your next choice is Mars. I'll play Spiker. Mars runs take position. Seems like she's in it for the glory. Hopefully she'll want to share some of that with the rest of the team. You face off 3-on-1. Start the game. Toughness challenge. Oh geez. Toughness challenge. Looking for more difficulty, it's harder card challenge options will keep you on your toes. Focus on story. Train games. Quick flip. I want to keep them off. Story challenges of 3 rounds instead of 1. After every round, you'll keep the cards you didn't play and unlock an extra slot to play with them. Losing isn't always a bad thing in story challenges. Okay, so we just need 1. So, wrong one. Wondering, discovering, this is secret. Gold total 27. Shit. I'm that worse. I'm gonna go as high as we get. Just around. Plus 1 to challenges. Okay. Goal 18. Minus 9. Okay. Crawling. Absorbent brain. Giggling. Six equals 3. 8. Yeah, 8 it is. Just around 10. Just need to get to 10. Okay. Okay, how do we rearrange these? Okay, actually we should probably have that first. That's 7. Darn it. Oh, it's plus 15. It's 95 stress. We'll really need to get in there then. No skill changes. That sucks. Cal makes an amazing jump save, but it's wounded when the ball hits him in the chest. 5 kudos. King memory playing sports ball. Score is tied with an enemy in calm, putting the pressure on, then blam. You score the match with a rat spike all the way from the net line. 12 this month, plus 1 bravery, plus 1 toughness, plus 10 stress. Oh yeah, we need to relax. Late quiet. Early calling. Let's go visit with our friends first. This is sitting in the grass near the big gates that lead out to the jungle. He's staring out into nothingness and picking absentmindedly at the weeds. He pretends not to notice as you approach. Sit down with him. He shifts uncomfortably as you sit but doesn't say anything. You both just hang out, saying and doing nothing. You stare at the big gates. The grass in the colony is trimmed short by garden bots, but out there it's wild and as high as your waist. Head Surveyor Tonin is prepping his equipment for an outing. He's bringing a lot. Maybe he's going to stay out overnight. You're starting to wonder if Disc ever acknowledge you when he says, "Oh, I've got to go." He starts down the hill, pauses and says, "This is a good spot. I'll probably come back here tomorrow." Get some time off. I know I do, but can I, is there anyone else who wants to visit with me first? Ship's quarters are where everyone sleeps, eats, and hangs out. How much my stress? Mine is under stress. Private bedrooms are small. You share one with your parents, so colonists spend most of the time. There's this long, well-lit hall along the outer hall of the ship's midsection. It's strewn with tables and cushions and serves as communal living room for the tiny one-room spaces every family is assigned. You flop down into the lounge's big bean pile with some of the other kids. Cal has a dazed, peaceful look on his face. The air smells so good on Vertuna. So does the dirt in it. You notice his clothes are filthy, but obviously Cal couldn't care less. An enemy bounces in. Holy crap, there's so much space to run around and play in. Common Chief Fred set up an outdoor swordball court, and it's way bigger than the one on the old ship. Tanshi carefully selects one cushion from the pile and perches on it. The school's expanding to supplement the engineering base, she tells you. And we're building a big new lab to do experiments using local resources. There's so much to learn about this planet. Henry rolls her eyes, but Tang continues. We shouldn't forget our studies just because we landed, she says firmly. I want to explore the jungle. Artemis is right. You hear over your shoulder and you startle to find Dis standing right behind you. Gah! When did he get here? Did you see those huge beasts in the jungle as we were landing? Dis continues, picking at the thread of his sweater until it unravels. I wonder if there are more out there. You've had less of the deja vu dreams come to life's feeling this week, and you're starting to think you'd even imagined it, but suddenly you get a prickling sensation in the back of your neck and remember that Mars is about to enter the lounge and tell everyone to look outside. You stare at the door. Mars walks in as if on cue. OMG, everybody, look outside. They're hoisting a flag over command, she says, clapping her hands excitedly. You know what this means, right? She stands tall with her hands on her hips. Rotunda is officially humanity's first exocolony ever. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to do that. I accidentally hit play. I just wanted to see if there's anyone watching live on our good friend YouTube. And it looks like no. Alright. So I want to make sure I wasn't missing anything in chat. You look at the flag, feeling dizzy, and silently mouth the words along to what she says next. You remember this moment so well. This is history, kids, she exclaims, wrapping an enemy tangent under each arm, and we were there. We took the month off. First words. I want to forget. Do I have to forget either? Those and key cards. Future memories. Okay. You wake from an afternoon nap. You squint into the pink-tinged light slanting through the windows. You must have fallen asleep in the lounge. Tammy's shadow falls across your nest pillows. Oh, I'm sorry, Artemis, she says, giggling. I didn't mean to wake you up. It's just so nice outside with pollen sparkling in the sunlight. I wanted to open the windows. You rub your eyes blearily. Ugh, you were having the weirdest dream. Since you're awake, you should visit the cafeteria. Auntie Stephen is making a new kind of candy. She says it's made of cotton. Isn't that weird? I have to go tidy the creche first, then I'll meet you there. Save some for me, okay? Tammy skips off towards the creche, humming to herself. Go get that free candy. In the cafeteria, Auntie Stephen is cheerfully handing out masses of pink candy, puffy and soft like clouds. What voice do I give her? Ooh, Artemis, she says, handing you a wand with some candy spun around the end. Here, try some of this. We used to have it on Earth. You pull off a piece and give it a taste. It's so sweet at first that your mouth puckers. You never tasted anything so sweet and so real. It's not at all like the soy sweets that the kitchen nanoprinter can make. It melts in your mouth, leaving gritty residue on your tongue. You wait until everyone's gone, but Tammy never shows up. You look down at the cotton candy in your hands. It's wilted a little from the humidity, but it's kind of like her hair, so you think, pale, pink, and soft. You keep some to give her later. You're relaxing your family quarters after dinner. Your mom had to run off on some council business, so you and your dad are playing a holo game together. We're just about ready to head off to bed. Your mom returns. You can tell from the defeated slant of her shoulders that something has gone terribly wrong. Your dad starts to ask her what happened, but she waves him away and approaches you. She sits down and takes your hand, holding it between her two strong, dirt-creased ones. Artemis, I'm so sorry to have to tell you this, she starts. Her mouth quivers as she swallows, working on her next words. There was an accident this afternoon in the creche. Your classmate, Tammy, has died. Try to understand her words. Tammy? Dead? That's not possible. You suddenly remember the cotton candy you were saving to give to Tammy. Pink and fluffy just like her hair. You put your hand in your pocket to get it, but what comes out is a sticky, dark red clump of fart goo. You stare at it, your mind blank. Ask what happened. Your mom tells you as simply as possible that Tammy was killed by an electric shock from a broken hall projector. It was just an accident. You press her for more, for an explanation. A little girl is dead. Someone you grew up with. Someone so much like you. She wasn't sick or anything. You just saw her this morning. She was right there. Why? Your mom's eyes are sad when she tells you. Sometimes there's just no reason why. You're used to dealing with death and you don't know what you're supposed to say or do. You sort of mumble okay, then get changed and crawl into bed for a full hour before your bedtime. You try to fall asleep, but you toss and turn for hours. You eventually drift off to fitful dreams of that small sticky red lump of cotton candy. Jesus, so if I got rid of all my memories, would Tammy be okay? I feel bad. She was a weird little thing, but I wanted her to be my friend. Let's go see about Cal. Probably seems to feel like California or something. Cal is sitting in your mom's flower garden with his face in his hands. He's clearly been crying all morning, probably all of yesterday too. He and Tammy were really close. Whenever you guys used to play house in the crash, Tammy was always the mommy and Cal was the daddy. Though they were just little kids, she always kind of giggled about how obviously they were going to be together forever, like a princess and a knight. I miss her too. Me too. He sniffs looking up at you. You can see how puffy and red his eyes are. Me really, really too. Tammy always liked these flowers, he mumbles. Sometimes I pick some for her. He runs his hands over the white flowers. Don't tell your mom, okay? Tears well up and slowly leak out of his eyes. He doesn't even blink. He just stares at the flowers and tears run down his cheeks. You decide to give him some space. They will give him some space. The hell is that? A hefty red Xeno egg. Hang on. Ooh, do I get a pet? Please tell me I got a pet. You believe Tammy died? Dis asked morbidly. I heard Chief Engineer tell someone about it. He lowered his voice. Tammy got shocked by a broken holo projector. The one that crashed with the dancing teddy bear. Do you remember? When he touched it, she got chucked all the way across the room. He makes a sailing motion with his hand, and bam! She was dead before she even landed. Wow, really? This looks really embarrassed. I mean, yeah, it's too bad she's gone. She was nice. He tucks his sleeves over his oversized jacket, but this is kind of a cool way to die. I want to check on people who have, like... Mars is staring into space looking somber. She doesn't even notice you come up beside her and barely reacts when you say hello. I'm thinking about Tammy, she says quietly. She used to sit down the hill there in that spot in the sun every morning. It's a nice stat, actually. See? Every morning, she just sat there for hours in the sun doing nothing, just being happy. You stare down the hill to a spot near the entrance to the quarters. You can imagine her there working on some little craft project, humming to herself. I miss her too. And now she's dead, Mars says, making a face. How's that for fair? Of all the people, how could that be my friend? You don't have an answer. You've never heard Mars call Tammy your friend before. Of course she was. Tammy was everyone's scared little sister, even though she was older than most of you. Mars clicks her tongue. Oh yeah, Administrator Seek is looking for you. I guess I need someone to do delivery jobs. She waits vaguely at the door behind you, distracted by her thoughts. Well, I'll go check it out. That's like the only place I haven't gone to yet. 10 toughness or 10 organizing. I don't have any organizing. My toughness. Most far. Back. Leave. I can drown myself in my studies. What about here? Geoponics. toughness, 1 friendship with Cal, 5 kudos, 15 stress. Okay. The greenhouses have different biomes inside, growing plants from Earth that might belong in a desert, jungle, or temperate forest. Some are so delicate you have to spray off any germs in an airlock before you can enter. You sneeze as you walk through the seasonal garden, spraying up pollen from nearby plants. The air feels thick and harder to breathe here, but the science says these plants are all harmless. Shovel of dirt. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Okay. 0, 1, 2, 12. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take that win. So toughness. Toughness 6. 5 kudos, 15 stress. Colony is going to hold a funeral for Tammy. Do you want to attend? If you don't feel up to it, you can just skip and take the rest of the month off instead, or you can get back to work. Yes, I'll attend. The colonists gather in the recycling room, bringing organics down to be recycled here is one of your chores. But you've only come here for a funeral twice. Both times the colonists had passed from natural causes during the 20-year-long journey from Earth. This is the first time there's been a funeral on Fortuna, and the first time for someone you actually knew. The mouth of the organics recycler has been polished, and a wreath of yellow flowers placed over the opening. Inside you see a shrouded figure, Tammy's small, fragile body. Tammy's dad, Uncle Tonin, is here, as well as your parents and Auntie Seaton and the rest of the council. Cal is here with his mom and her partners, already crying in their arms. The room is packed with people, and the feeling of grief is so thick you can taste it in your mouth. Governor Udicott stands before the assembled crowd. There are no worries to ease the pain we feel today, she begins solemnly. There is only the sad company of those left behind to share the burden of that grief. Tammy was our child, she continues, one of the first humans to be born in space, the first to die on an alien planet. In her short life, she exemplified the very arc of human accomplishment, bending hopefully towards life beyond our humble planet. She is the first of us who can truly call Fortuna home. Her passing was as senseless as it was sudden. Losses like this are impossible to hold within oneself, a painful reminder that life is impossibly precious and fragile. But they also remind us, as always, that as a community we're capable of great strength. Udicott closes the door to the recycler. You hear Uncle Tonin sob over the hum of the particle disintegrators beginning their work. As a community, we remember Tammy. As a community, we return our body to the soil that nourishes us. In this way, Tammy, our child from the stars, will never truly be lost to us. The ceremony is adjourned, but a few people stay back to console Uncle Tonin as he keeps vigil over the recycler. Cal and Uncle Tonin hold each other and weep openly. Your mom stays behind to receive Tammy's remains. As the head of geoponics, she'll be responsible for adding them to the colony's precious supply of brown soil from Earth. Your dad accompanies you out of the recycling room. He clears his throat. I want you to know that you don't need to be okay, he says, clasping the warm hand off on your shoulder. You want to take the rest of the month off. Everyone's going to understand. I'm going to take the rest of the month off. The prospect of just going back to school like everything is normal is too much to handle. You end up spending the whole month alternating between sleeping, scrolling the holonet, staring into space. It's restful, at least. Everyone gives you the time you need to process Tammy's death. Okay, I probably should get back to doing school shit now. Dust is a dry, hot season. Both suns are high in the sky, baking the usually lush Fortunan jungle. If there's a breeze, it's warm and, you guessed it, dusty. Sorry. I really need to drink something. Your parents are up every day before dawn, which comes far too early for your liking. They're usually gone by the time you wake up and home after your sleep, so you have to visit them or work if you want to see them. Good morning, Gooseberry, your dad greets you cheerily. Have you come to see the harvest? Your mom and I are gathering crops from the actual Fortuna dirt this week. I just missed you and Mom. Ah, Buttercup, he sighs, kneeling down to look at you. I am so sorry. How about your mom and I take the day off and we have some family time together? I'd like that. As promised, your parents leave work early for the day and spend it with you. They take you for a long walk all the way around the colony's walls and have a picnic overlooking the mush tree jungle below. Then you head back to the lounge to play a vert space game, an old one where the three of you play mice and you have to build things to solve puzzles together. As your parents tuck you into bed, you think this must be the best day you've had in a long time. Aww. Kid. Tangent. Artemis. I didn't realize Tangent and Dis were brothers. Tangent says, approaching with purpose. We need to discuss my brother. You mean my buddy Dis? Dish? Yes, Dis, she says impatiently. I need you to figure out where he's been disappearing. Ever since we landed, I barely see him anymore. He doesn't even come home at night sometimes, and She trails off. Well, I'm not on very good terms with my brother of late, but people are becoming worried. You get the feeling Tang is the one who's worried, but she doesn't want to admit it. I'll talk to him. He probably won't tell you, Tangent says angrily. Newton's apple, she swears. He won't even talk to me anymore. She sighs. You may have to follow him. I would, but everyone in the lab would know I was gone. No one cares where he goes during the day. Where is he? Oh, he's there. You tell Dis that his sister Tangent wants to know where he's been disappearing off to. His eyes briefly flit to yours, and he stares vaguely off towards the engineering wing, where his sister is reading on her call upon between classes. He doesn't say anything. Friendship with Dis or higher. How much friendship do I have with Dis? 16. Alright. Where did you go, Dis? His eyes light up and he whispers, I bet you'd like it out there, Artemis. He motions to the path stretching out from the colony beyond the walls. I sneak out to go exploring sometimes. There's so much neat stuff. You just have to wait until the grown-ups start looking. I'm small, so it's easy. Just don't tell, okay? I don't want to get in trouble. You fall him down to a drain pipe half hidden behind the sports ball field. Small kids like Dis could fit through it, or you. That's my bravery. Tangent will want to hear about this. I want to be a narc, but she probably should know what he's up to. You tell Tangent you know where Dis has been going. You tell her he has been sneaking off to explore the jungle, not far away, but outside the walls. Tang looks concerned. Really? She says, wringing her hands. Is it safe? I'll keep him safe. She eyes you skeptically. Full offense, Artemis, but you're just a kid, she replies. However, I suppose it's good to know he isn't alone out there. Okay, well, I'd kind of like to go sneak out with him then. I'm just not sure if my bravery is high enough, but I would like to go do that. Drain pipe. Yeah, screw it. What's out there? Sneak out to explore. Events in this area can be done in any order. They won't cause time to pass, but will increase your stress. Return home via the Expedition's depot flag or the home button in the top left of the screen. Watch for collectible items you can bring back as gifts. Events respawn at the beginning of each year. New collectibles have a chance to appear every season. You slip through the drain pipe and out of the colony before anyone saw you. Anyone, that is, except for a dark form watching you from the trees nearby. Could that be? Is that Dis? turns and disappears into the jungle. Now you're sure of it. That was definitely Dis. He's not allowed outside the colony either. Follow him. You scamper after him through the bush, heedless of branches and brambles scraping at your arms and legs. Without a proper environment suit, you get all scratched up. This kid is fast. You quickly lose sight of Dis and can't find his trail again, but you do learn something by trying. Creature. Your way is blocked by a strange small creature with 1 foot and 4 large eyes, 2 which blink sideways on top of its head like frog's eyes. I love it. Oh, this must be a hawkeye. You've heard people talk about them, but you've never seen one up close. It keeps thumping its foot on the ground really loudly. Animal challenge. Brain. 0, 0, 0, 1. That's 10. So next round we'd only need 8. Win. Victorious. +1 animals. Perception, also. You start trying to get past it and just listen. Oh, you hear little squeaky noises from nearby. It's probably warning you away from its nest. You carefully avoid the nest while speaking in soothing tones. The agitated little guardian titters warnings at you and eventually lets you by. Path here is engulfed by a dust tornado. It whirls. Or else it shows a knife. Let's do it. Perception challenge. Okay. Would it work better? I think it works either way. Alright. Next round. Just need to get 8 for this. 0, 1, 1, 0, 2. Skill changes. Put your eyes so hard against the swirling dust and somehow manage to walk in a straight line through it. Once you pass through and turn around, dust storm settles. You wonder if walking through it somehow caused it to die down. Study. Oh shit. Through that way. Okay. Do the path and sneak through a strand of mush trees from one of the sawmills in the area. It's a small but busy operation. 3 people feeding mush tree logs in some kind of machine while a 4th one directs a 4-legged robot with plasma sawmill. Stay and watch what they're doing. You stay outside and watch how they do it. When one tree crashes down, it almost seems like the others are wincing. It's probably just your imagination, though. They aren't planting any new ones or leaving any behind. You know, the mush trees regrow every year, but can they still regrow when you cut them down everything like this? Even the smaller trees and bushes are getting ground up for mulch with a big, scary grinder that sounds like a roaring beast. The entire process makes you uneasy, but also proud of how industrious your colony is. It's the whole bud by the dogs. Sneak up on the exposition's office at the colony gates. Nobody's seen you yet. Exploring. Okay. Yeah, I'm down to keep exploring still. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. To the east, you think you spot someone watching you. They're dressed in all black. Is that Dis? But they look way too tall to be Dis. Must be another surveyor. You blink and the figure is gone. I'll go for there and look for police. You bushwhack down to the valley and up the other side to where you thought you saw them standing. No signs of camp or anything obvious like a draft package. No note signing I'm watching you sign mysterious figure. Spooky. Hey, come here, you little shit. You spot Dis sitting in a clearing, but not before he sees you first. Instead of sneaking away as usual, he stays still as you approach, like it's totally natural that he'd be sitting in the middle of the jungle so far away from the colony walls. Now that you think about it, you're a little glad to see him. You are so far away that you can't see the walls anymore. It's getting really weird out here. And it's getting late. Dis stares unblinkingly at you as he approaches. Hey, Artemis, is all he says. Hi, Dis. He seems to be in a good mood, something you see very rarely. Did you see Utopia out there? Dis asks. Chief Surveyor told me it was easy to sneak past, but Utopia has, like, X-ray, vision eyes or something. She'll catch you for sure if you get too close. She caught me once and I got in big trouble. How about I show you something cool? And sneaking out will be our secret, okay? He jumps up and walks a little ways into the trees. You follow. Just a few minutes away, the ground drops off and a large stone outcropping juts over a cliff face. Dis walks right to the edge without slowing. It's a long way down. Come on, he says. How many more memories am I allowed to have? Try to be brave. That's fine. Okay. Round. Okay, we just need 8 more ones. Yeah. It's really kudos. Ooh, it took stress off too. You bravely walk onto the rock and walk out to the edge with Dis. You both sit down, feet dangling over the precipice, and look out at an amazing view. It's incredible. You snap a picture with your holopalm, but you won't share it on the net. This is your secret, yours and Dis's. Explore. What's this? You're just into the area. Let's go home. Okay. You're back. You spent the month exploring. Damn right I did. It's time for Vertumnalia. Utica and the Council have called a festival to celebrate life here on the planet Vertumna. Everyone gathers in the colony square to hear Governor Uticot's speech. In Earth's history, Uticott begins, and clears her throat and waits for everyone to calm down. Ahem. In Earth's history, Vertumna was known as the God of Seasons. Changed gardens and fruit. It's no coincidence that our forebears of the Vertumna Project chose to take on such an auspicious name in the hopes of seeing future bountiful seasons of humanity. We will continue the tradition of Vertumnalia, a midsummer festival to celebrate our Vertumna, this lush planet upon which we find ourselves today. Clap. Everyone cheers and applauds. The members of the council all gets up on stage one at a time to give their best short speeches. Governor Uticott announces each one. Mention all those people. When it's your mother Flulu's turn, she announces that tonight you'll be eating some very first crops grown from the Vertumnan soil. Your eyes go to February finally at 2015. Alright. Your eyes go to the feast table aboard the stratosphere. It would have been mostly soy-based food from the nano-printer, spiced up with what precious fruits and vegetables could be grown in small growing bays. This year, the earth plants look even less robust than usual, but they're supplemented by some Vertumnan plants you've come to appreciate. Juicy potato pods and slabs of edible fungi. Unicott takes the stage after everyone on council has said their piece. What is the festival without festivity, she says. Professor Howell and Security Chief Red have organized a 3-part competition for the children. Good luck. Let's do bot wrestling. Bot wrestling contest. This has been a classic competition for years on the ship. Someone has rigged up a hydraulic lifting bot to slowly stretch out, increasing in strength over time. The aim is to see how long you can hold it closed, using any part of your body before it pops open. An enemy and Cal are competing with you. Cal doesn't like this competition, but he does love bot wrestling. Okay, 40. Wow. We'll see. Let's find the strength challenges. Like, one, 2. Is that better or worse? That's better. Not that we're winning anything. Next round, 31 minus 9. Put a gem on it. That's 14. So we just need 17 to win. Let's see it. Okay. Your stress 85. Good lord. Okay. Seven. And the best we're probably getting is 8, huh? Yeah. Fine. Defeated. Brother Khan is the judge and rewards bonus points for each technique as well as brute strength. You sit on a hydraulic bot and use your weight at first, but it wobbles too much and eventually tosses you off. An enemy uses a strong leg technique and lasts 30 seconds longer than you do before the robot finally escapes your grip. Khan declares her the winner. She offers you her hand, then pulls it back at the last second before running away cackling. Maybe next year. After the festivities are over, everyone takes time off for a much-needed break. During the fierce heat of dust, a few days rest is exactly what you need. You feel refreshed. Dust. Okay, I probably should actually do some school shit. I haven't been neglecting that. Let's see what Cal wants. Looking for Cal in the garden when you nearly trip over someone else, one of the younger kids, and they're blindfolded. Hey! They exclaim, ripping the blindfold off their face and throwing it to the ground. It's Cirrus, one of an enemy's brothers. He glares at you. We was almost done! Cal jogs over and grabs Cirrus in a friendly headlock, ruffling his messy red hair. Dude, you were so close! Cirrus stamps his feet and complains that you got in his way. It's not their fault, Cal says. They didn't know we were playing a game. Give me a second, I want to teach them how to play. Cal turns to you as Cirrus leaves. Sorry, Artemis, he says sheepishly. I was teaching Cirrus a new game, but he's more like an enemy than I thought. Real competitive, you know. He stoops to pick up a blindfold and brushing off the dirt. I've been trying to come up with different kinds of games. Kinds of games. Other than sports ball, he says. No winners or losers. I just want to have fun with my friends. Cal looks at you hopefully. Do you want to learn how to play? Let me check my schedule. Yes. Cal's smile looks like it's going to stretch right off of his face. Radical, he shouts, jumping up and down with excitement. Okay, so first put on this blindfold. The blindfold is a little scratchy and it smells like dirt. You can feel Cal's big hands on your shoulder. I'm going to spin you around, and when I let go, you got to listen to my instructions. We're going to walk all the way to the cafeteria. Okay. You nod. You can't hear Cal's grin, but you can hear it in his voice as he spins you around past 10. 1, 2, 3. First, Cal says, you gotta walk down 10 steps. You follow Cal's instructions as best you can or make things difficult. Do your best. You take 10 steps straight forward, holding your hands out for balance. The rocky dirt between the garden beds crunches into your feet. Yeah, Cal says. Now turn to your right and take 15 steps until you get to the door. Get it right. Okay. Fun. Turn to the right, walk forward, counting out 15 steps. When you stop, Cal laughs. You can hear his footsteps crunching behind him. I forgot how much bigger I am than you. You're like 2 more steps away. You take 2 more steps until your outreached hands land on the warm metal of the door. Success! Awesome, Cal says. You can almost smile. This is fun. Now hit the door button on the right and then keep walking forward till I say stop. Go really slowly, okay? You open the door and start to walk forward. The path slopes downwards and your feet slip a little bit, even though you're moving as slowly as you can. Real dirt is nothing like the metal doors of Stratospheric. It's turbo rocky here, Cal calls, and you can feel uneasiness prickle up the back of your arms. Just keep going forward slowly. This at 10. Trust him. Just keep. Can you trust him? You try to do as you're told, but after a few steps, your foot knocks across a sprawling root and you fall forward, catching yourself on your hands and knees. Ouch! You tear off the blindfold, a sudden rush of tears flooding your eyes. Cal is beside you in an instant, kneeling on the rocks. Are you okay? He asks. You look down at yourself. Your knees and hands are pretty scraped up, and your pride is bruised, but other than that, you're okay. Cal helps you stand. I'm sorry, Artemis. I'll be a better helper next time. He asks if you want to get some potato juice at the cafeteria instead. You spend the rest of the afternoon brainstorming more games where there are no winners or losers. My perception is 17. Let's do some school stuff. I haven't gone to school in ages. engineering classes. Let's speak a minute, because we should register for engineering classes, though, next time. There's some sort of emergency engineering that requires Hal's attention, so today's class will be taught by the ship's artificial intelligence congruence. Good morning, congruence chirps. Today we're going to talk about the formation of the Fortuna group and our decision to leave Earth. It's a very exciting topic, and we think you're finally ready to hear about it. Let's dig in. You know how it started? Economic and environmental instability coupled with deeply entrenched hatreds had thrown the Earth into chaos. And you know how it ended? In that chaos, your parents formed the Fortuna group with a plan to save Earth. 20 years later, they and their starborn children, you slid through a wormhole and ended up here on a planet you called Fortuna. There's so much you don't know. Fortuna pulls up a holo projection of an unassuming human with a firm maternal gaze. This is planktonic ascendants Wang Botha Schmidt, she says, the spiritual leader of the Fortuna movement. They were what people called a speculative fiction writer. The Fortuna Project proved that their writing through, though speculative, was far from fiction. Wait, is sci-fi author? Yes, congruence tells you. Their best-selling novel, Life Beyond the Einstein-Rosen Bridge, tells the story of a fictional utopia on the other side of a real-life anomaly at the edge of the solar system. Scientists had been investigating the wormhole for years, but it took a poet to imagine we could travel through it. Wang Botha Schmidt's studies centered upon the idea of humanity building a technological utopia on another world. Translated to 100 languages, this was a compelling idea to people at the time, so fans started connecting in vert space. Far from just a book club, these people bonded over mutual aid amid the increasing unrest in their own countries. They were committed to Wang Botha Schmidt's ideas of a future where everyone is treated equally without prejudice. But they realized it couldn't be done online, congruence tells you. Though committed to social justice, the group saw the impossibility of forming a truly egalitarian society while also acknowledging with their own implicit biases and the diverse contexts of their real lives. They realized that this was the work of generations, and the solutions must look to the future, as Wang Botha Schmidt did. So they got together. The image of a squat concrete building with a rooftop garden replaces Wang Botha Schmidt. Around the edges of the classroom, the holo projector gives the impression of towering walls topped with razor wire. The first Fortuna colony, congruence tells you. 400 people volunteered to sacrifice their own cultural beliefs to walk through these doors, agreeing to come up with a new way of life that would be taught to their children. Babies were conceived from egg and sperm donors chosen by lottery and raised communally like you as the second generation of the Fortuna group. Those babies were your parents. So they mixed their cultures. The holographic projection now shows the compound under siege. As more colonies were founded, word got out about the Fortuna group's social experiments, congruence continues. Assimilationism was an unpopular ideology at the time because it used to commit terrible genocides on Earth. This combined with panic that the Fortuna group was destroying the family unit or raising an army of gene-tech super soldiers brought the colony under attack from all sides. Cultural assimilation is horrible. In leaving behind inherited traditions, rules, and resentments, the hope is that humanity may be wiped clean of centuries of intergenerational trauma. Congruent sounds like she's reciting doctrine. Even the first generation of the Fortuna group wasn't certain it was possible. You're the beginning of the new beginning. Who knows what you'll be capable of? You get the feeling you're not going to get a nuanced answer from the ship's AI. The image of the burning compound is replaced with a stratosphere on the launch pad. Luckily, the next phase of the Fortuna project was ready to launch. 100 colonists were selected to leave Earth on a colony ship. to see a far-flung corner of the universe with a new human culture. She smiles. The ultimate group goal of the Fortuna group was you, children, she says. A generation raised completely unburdened by the troubles that plagued Earth. Isn't that lovely? What was Earth like when they left? Terrible. Congruent shows you some dire demographics. The institutions that had given people the illusion of safety were torn down, and wars were rampant, both resource-based and ideological. Large parts of Earth were rendered uninhabitable by climate change, pollution, and nuclear war, especially the critical food-growing regions of the world. The Fortuna Group weren't the only ones trying to escape Earth, but as far as we know, we're the only success. But how did they build the ship? Orbital voyages were a hobby for the ultra-rich in an earlier century, so there were several relics to be found in museums, Congruence replies. The difficulty was not in acquiring a ship, but in making it spaceworthy, and in the logistics of the launch itself. The group crowdsourced enough funding to purchase and repair the ship, Congruence smiles. As for logistics, well, you are speaking to the solution right now. I was acquired by connected group members along with the gene tech that created you and your parents. The Stratospheric was the first manned vessel to navigate the wormhole at the edge of the solar system. Given the state Earth was in when it left, it may have been the last. So nobody on Earth was like us? The Vertumna group members have a unique culture, Congruence explains, but it's formed from a combination of many heritages from Earth. Even the language you speak, Esperanto, was invented to bring people together. And don't worry, Congruence exclaims, you brought your best heritage with you. You're humans. So much information. Your head is so stuffed with ideas you might burst. Professor Howell and your parents never mentioned this stuff before. They wanted to tell you because they wanted you to grow up without feeling different based on the genetic makeup of your family history. It's hard to imagine having a different culture than your neighbors. You wonder what it's like. Everyone's celebrating different holidays, eating different food, speaking different languages. Are you missing out? Or are you better without it, like the original colonists believed? It's hard to say, as the decision was made for you long before you were born. All you can do is be the best Artemis you can be. Okay, so I'm gonna do this one last thing, and then we are probably gonna get finished. Ha 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 ha. Super goal. Worked well this month. Creativity plus 4 creativity. Plus 2 persuasion plus 15 stress plus 1 critics. My persuasion's not great. It's my eight, bravery 15, reasoning 10, organizing not great, or engineering. Perception is 17. Okay, done. Alright, so I think I'm gonna leave things here. I have I'm about done here. I have, I guess, other stuff I should probably get to. Save game. Yeah, I need to hop off now, but thank you all so much for joining me here and watching the stream. This game seems really interesting so far, and I will be happy to get back to it next week. I don't believe I will be on Wednesday, or not Wednesday, Tuesday next week. I'll be on again Saturday this week, and then Wednesday, Saturday next week. But thank you all for watching. We better pick someone to raid, and then we will be hopping off. So let me see who is on right now. Who's on right now? Kojima Ghost is. And Kojima Ghost is playing Marvel Strike Force. Let's go jump in there. Let's go jump in Kojima Ghost. And then, yeah, let's start the raid. I'll see you all later, though. Goodbye. Oh, okay, it's not gonna let me raid Kojima Ghost. Okay. Maybe they don't have raids on right now. What else is on? DVD is on. Or not DVD. Paying is on. And they're playing Dead by Daylight again. Is their name Spell Brigade? I don't know what Spell Brigade is, but let's go see about them. Let's start raid there.